seize opportunities, and achieve meaningful results. Whether you're launching your first business, growing your brand, increasing your income, or scaling to the next level, you'll find a practical insights and actionable solutions that you can implement immediately through expert interviews, success stories, business strategies, marketing tips, leadership lessons, and personal development insights. You'll gain the knowledge and confidence needed to move forward with clarity and purpose. Success doesn't happen by chance. It happens when vision meets action, persistence meets opportunity, and challenges become stepping stones to growth. So get ready and to think bigger, take smarter action, and create the business and life that you deserve. So, welcome to Breakthrough to Business Success, helping entrepreneurs build, grow, and scale. And let's take it and look at it from this part of the concern. Okay, wow. Let's look at it from the standpoint of where you want to be with business today and how to take you to the next level. So, I want to talk to you about identifying your target audience because now let's dive into one of the most important building blocks to a successful business: identifying your ideal customer. I want to start by asking you a simple question: who is your business really for? If your answer is anyone who wants my product or service, then you're probably making one of the biggest marketing mistakes entrepreneurs make. And here's why: business owners are afraid to narrow the focus because they think they'll lose customers. They believe that by appealing to everyone, they'll attract more people. But here's the reality of what you need to know: the opposite happens. When you try to speak to everyone, your message becomes so broad that no one feels like you're speaking directly to them. Think about it this way: imagine you're walking through a crowded airport and someone yells, "Hey, you!" Would you stop? Probably not. But if someone walked up and said, "Excuse me, are you the business owner who helps entrepreneurs build successful coaching businesses?" you'd immediately pay attention because the message was directed specifically to you. That's exactly how marketing works. People pay attention when they feel understood. Broad audience versus niche audience. Let's compare two examples. Coach number one says, "I help people improve their lives." That's nice. But who exactly are those people? Are they business owners, parents, college students, retirees? Without knowing who the message is for, it's difficult for anyone to connect with it. Now, listen to coach number two. "I help first time entrepreneurs launch profitable businesses without wasting money on expensive marketing that doesn't work." Immediately, you know they're talking to you. If you're a new entrepreneur, you're probably thinking, that's exactly what I need. Specificity creates connection. Or rather, let's say it this way so it sounds better. Be specific because it creates connection. Connection creates trust, and trust leads to clients. The more specific your message becomes, the easier it is for the right people to find you. What is an ideal customer? So, what exactly is an ideal customer? An ideal customer isn't just someone who can afford your services, it's someone who has that specific problem that you solve, values your expertise, takes action, and benefits from working with you. They're the people you genuinely enjoy serving. They appreciate what you do. They follow through. And they're often the ones who refer others to your business because they've had a guest experience. Not every customer is your ideal customer, and that's okay. Building your business around your ideal customer allows you to deliver better results and enjoy your work more. Understanding demographics and psychographics. Let's talk about two important concepts: demographics and psychographics. Demographics describe who your customer is. These include things like age, gender, location, occupation, education, income, industry. For example, your ideal customer might be a woman between the age of 35 and 55 who owns a small business and lives in the United States. But demographics only tell you part of the story. To truly understand your audience, you need to understand their psychographics. Psychographics focus on how people think and feel. You ask, what motivates them? What do they value? What fears are building and holding them back? What are their biggest frustrations? What goals are they working towards? What keeps them awake at night? This is where your marketing becomes powerful. People don't make buying decisions based solely on facts. They make buying decisions based on emotions and then justify these decisions with logic. Why buying behaviors matter. Here's another piece that many entrepreneurs overlook: understand buying behavior. Some people make decisions quickly, others spend weeks researching before making a purchase. Some need lots of information, others simply need confidence that you're the right person. Ask yourself, how does my customer make decisions? Where do they go for information? Who influences their buying decisions? Do they prefer videos, podcasts, articles, live webinars? Understanding how your audience buys helps you communicate with them more effectively. Creating your ideal customer avatar. One of the best exercises you can do to create what's called an ideal customer avatar. Think of one real person who represents your ideal client. Give them a name, describe their career, describe their family, describe their goals, describe their obstacles standing in their way. Then ask yourself, what transformation are they looking for? What and how do my business help them achieve it? The more detailed this profile becomes, the easier every marketing decision becomes. Question every entrepreneur should, or rather, let's say it this way, questions every entrepreneur should answer. Here are a few questions I'd encourage you to spend time thinking about this week. Who do I genuinely enjoy working with? Who gets the best results from my services? What industry are they in? What goals are they trying to accomplish? What challenges are preventing them from getting there? The answers to these questions will help you build a business around the people you're best equipped to serve. Now, I would like to share a simple example. Imagine there are two coaches. But before I get into that, what I would like to do is say this, that you need to be aware when you're on LinkedIn and you're approaching someone, you need to look at how long they have been in business. You don't know how many people will sit there and befriend me, and then all of a sudden they're trying to sell me on their services. And guess what? I've been in business 42 years. They've probably just started their business or they've been in on it and they're looking for a specific person. And I constantly get these things like, can you handle another 10 to 15 people in your business? Well, everyone can say yes to that, but is that what they're specifically looking for? You need to know. And don't befriend people and try to sell them. Find out who they are. Find out what they're actually looking for in their business, where they are. Because if you've only been in business a couple of years, and you're talking to someone who's been in business 20, 30, 40 years, they're not looking for the same thing that your ideal customer is looking for because they've already built up their business to where they have the customers they need. So you need to know exactly what you and who you are trying to sell to. Now, the first coach advertises, I help everyone become successful. While that sounds encouraging, it's also very vague. Potential clients don't know if the coach specializes in startups, nonprofits, executives, or established businesses. Now, consider the second coach. She says, I help first time entrepreneurs build profitable businesses during their first year by creating a simple marketing strategy, attracting their first clients, and avoiding costly mistakes. Who do you think will attract more clients? The second coach, not because she's necessarily more qualified, but because she's clear. When new entrepreneurs help that hear your message, they immediately think, she's talking to me. That's the power of knowing your audience. Clarity attracts clients. Your breakthrough action step before our next episode, I'd like you to complete one exercise. Take out a notebook or open a document on your computer and write a one-page description of your ideal customer. Write down their age and occupation, their business or career, their goals, the biggest frustrations, what success looks like to them, what they're afraid of, what they've already tried, why they need your help. The more clearly you understand your ideal customer, the easier it becomes to create products, write marketing messages, build offers, and attract the right people to your business. Remember this, you don't need more customers, you need more of the right customers. And when you know exactly who you're serving, every part of your business becomes more focused, more effective, and much more profitable. Now, let me also go back and explain to you why, when people come to me and they're trying to approach me basically as a cold call, because LinkedIn has become the place that people will befriend you and then start selling you. And that's a cold call. Because where I was when I started my business 40 years ago, it it has evolved into something completely different. Because I started out as a professional speaker and trainer going into corporations doing train the trainer sessions. Then once I went on the internet, it was creating those same courses myself and selling them directly to the consumer, because business has changed from when I was selling to corporations. Corporations do not do the training today that they used to do 40 years ago for their management and mid management level position. You have to get it on your own today. And not only that, I'm at the tail end of my career. I'm not growing a business. So when you are just starting out in the business and you find someone that's been in the business 30, 40 years, you need to find out exactly where they are and what they're doing and what kind of client they're actually looking for, because they have done things very different at the tail end of their career or in the middle of their career than when they were at the beginning of their career. Why understanding customer pain points is the key to more sales. Now that you've identified who your ideal customer is, let's talk about the next piece of the puzzle, understanding what they're struggling with. This is where many entrepreneurs miss the mark. They spend all their time talking about themselves, their credentials, their products, and their services. And here's the truth, your customers don't wake up thinking about your business, they wake up thinking about their problems. They are asking themselves questions like, how can I get more clients? Why isn't my business growing? How can I save time? How do I make more money? How do I reduce my stress? How can I finally solve this problem that's been holding me back? That's why it's important to remember this simple principle. People don't buy products, people buy solutions. Think about it. No one buys a drill because they want a drill. They buy a drill because they want a hole in the wall. People don't buy accounting software because they love bookkeeping. They buy it because they want to save time, stay organized, and avoid costly mistakes. The same principle applies to every business. Your customers aren't buying your coaching program, consulting service, online course, or product. They're buying what they believe it will do for them. They're investing to eliminate frustration, save time, increase their income, reduce stress, gain confidence, improve their health, grow their business, achieve a goal they've been working towards. The more clearly you understand this outcome of your customer wants, the easier it is to position your business as the solution. How do you discover customer pain points? Here's the good news. You don't have to guess. Your customers are already telling you exactly what they're struggling with. The question is, are you listening? Let's take and look at some of the best places to discover customer pain points. Customer interviews. One of the easiest ways is simply to ask. Schedule a conversation with current or potential customers. Ask questions like, what's your biggest challenge right now? What's preventing you from reaching your goals? What have you already tried? Why didn't it work? If you could wave a magic wand and solve one problem today, what would it be? Then listen. Don't try to in, don't try to in, well, don't try to interrupt. Don't try to sell. Don't. Your goal is to understand, not persuade. These conversations are often more valuable than hours of market research. Facebook groups. Facebook groups are filled with your ideal customers asking questions every day. Join groups, relate to your industry, pay attention to the conversations. What questions appear over and over? What frustrations keep coming up? Those recurring topics represent opportunities for your business. If hundreds of people are asking the same question, there's a good chance they're looking for someone who has the answer. LinkedIn. LinkedIn is another gold mine, especially if your audience consists of professionals or business owners. Read posts, watch discussions, notice the challenges people are sharing, look at the comments. Sometimes the comments provide even more insight than the original post. And also, another thing I would add about that is this: get to know your potential customer. Don't try to sell them the first time you contact them. Find out where they are in their business, find out what it is that they're looking for, and then show them how you can help them, especially if you're relatively new in business but you're dealing with someone who has been in business, because where they are in their business line may not be exactly that person that you serve. So you need to make sure that you have it and know exactly what they are and where they are in their business. Are they at a point where they are ready to buy your services or even want to buy your services? Because I can tell you this much, that at this point, I'm no longer growing my business and bringing in more customers. But what I am doing is this: that where the platform I use has an affiliate program, and I'm looking to bring in people who can use the platform, and because of the way their platform is set up, that you can make, as an affiliate, you get a percentage off of what they pay every month, and that builds up your residual income. That's where I am in my business. I've been in business 42 years. I'm at a point where I don't want to do the direct work with the customer anymore. So recognize that. Make sure that when you're contacting people on LinkedIn, that they are your true avatar or ideal customer. Reddick. is one of the most honest places on the internet. People often share frustrations anonymously, making their questions incredibly authentic. Search communities related to your industry. You'll quickly discover what people are struggling with and how they're describing these struggles. Product reviews. One of my favorite research strategies is reading reviews. Look at books, courses, software, or services similar to yours. Read both the 5-star and 1-star reviews. The positive reviews tell you what customers value. The negative reviews are unmet needs. Both provide valuable information you can use to improve your own offer. Surveys. Surveys are another excellent research tool. You don't need dozens of questions. Sometimes asking just 3 or 4 thoughtful questions can reveal patterns that you never noticed before. Ask your audience this questions. What's your biggest challenge? What's your biggest goal? What's stopping you from reaching it? What kind of help are you looking for? Simple questions create, produce powerful insights. Discover calls. If you offer consultations, coaching, or services, every discovery call is a learning opportunity. Instead of jumping into your presentation, spend more time asking questions. The better you understand your customer situation, the easier it becomes to recommend the right solution. Remember, people appreciate being heard before they're sold to. Competitor reviews. Study your competitors, not to copy them, to understand the marketplace. Read customer reviews. Notice what people love. Notice what they wish was different. Those gaps may become your competitive advantage. Use your customers' own words. Now, let's hear one of the most powerful marketing lessons you'll ever learn. Stop using the language you think sounds impressive. Start using the language your customers actually use. If your audience says, I'm overwhelmed trying to market my business, don't rewrite it into something like, we provide comprehensive entrepreneurial visibility solutions. That's not how your customer talks. Marketing isn't about sending and sounding smart, it's about making people feel understood. When someone reads your website, social media post, or email and thinks, that's exactly how I feel, you immediately build trust. Their guard comes down because they believe you understand their problem, and people are much more likely to buy from someone who understands them. So here's a story example. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine there are 2 fitness trainers. The first trainer advertised, I provide personal training. There's nothing wrong with that statement, but it's focused on the service. Now, listen to the second trainer. I help busy professionals lose weight in just 30 minutes a day without spending hours in the gym. Which one captures your attention? Most people would choose the second. And why is that? Because it speaks directly to a specific audience, busy professionals. It addresses their biggest concern, not enough time. And it promises a clear outcome, lose weight in just 30 minutes a day. That's what great marketing does. It connects the problem with the solution. It your breakthrough action step. This week, I want to challenge you to become a better listener. Interview 3 current or potential customers. Ask them one simple question. What's the biggest challenge you're facing right now? Then let them talk. Don't interrupt. Don't defend. Don't sell. Write down the exact words they use. Those words may become the headlines on your website. They may become the titles of your podcast episode. They may inspire your need to, for your next course, coaching program, or product. The more you understand your customers, the easier it becomes to serve them. And when you consistently solve managing problems, your business becomes more valuable. Your marketing becomes more effective and your sales become much easier. Remember, your customers aren't looking for another product. They're looking for someone who understands their challenges and can help them achieve the result they want. Become the person, and you'll never have to wonder why people choose to do business with you. From positioning your solution, why customers should choose you. Now that you've identified your ideal customer and understand their biggest challenges, let's talk about the next step in growing your business, positioning your solution. This is where you answer one of the most important questions every potential customer is asking. Why should I choose you instead of someone else? Think about it for another moment. No matter what business you're in, you're probably not the only person offering the product or service. There are thousands of coaches, consultants, speakers, designers, accountants, photographers, and marketers competing for attention every day. So, how do you stand out? The answer isn't by trying to be everything to everyone, it's by becoming known for solving one specific problem exceptionally well. What does positioning really mean? Positioning is how your audience perceives your business. It's the place you occupy in their minds. When someone hears your name, what do you want them to think? Do you want them to think she does a little bit of everything? Or do you want them to think she's the person who can solve this exact problem? The businesses that grow the fastest are usually known for one thing before they expand into other many things. Think about some of the most recognizable brands. When you hear their names, something specific immediately comes to mind. That's not an accident, it's the result of clear positioning. The same principle applies to your business. If people can't quickly understand what you do and who you help, they'll move on to someone whose message is clearer. Stand out in a crowded marketplace. Many entrepreneurs believe that they need to compete by lowering their prices. That's really the answer. The business that compete on price often ends up working harder or less profit. Instead, compete on value. Customers are willing to invest more when they believe that they are in the best position to solve their problem. The goal isn't to be the cheapest option, the goal is to become the most trusted solution. Ask yourself, What makes my approach different? What experience do I bring? What unique process have I developed? What results have I helped clients achieve? These answers become the foundation of your positioning. Become a known for solving one problem. Here's something that, and all entrepreneurs, here's something I tell entrepreneurs all the time. People don't remember generalists, they remember specialists. Imagine you're looking for a doctor. Would you choose someone who says, I treat almost everything, or someone who specializes in the exact condition you're dealing with? Most people choose the specialist because they have confidence in that person's expertise. The same applies to your business. When you become known for solving a specific problem exceptionally well, referrals become easier because people know exactly what to recommend for you. They don't mean that you can never expand your services. It simply means that you build your reputation by becoming known for one thing first. Position yourself around results. Let's talk about the things that should shape your positioning. First, focus on results. People don't buy your process, they buy the outcome. For example, instead of saying, I offer business coaching, you should say, I help entrepreneurs increase their revenue and attract more clients. Notice the difference. The second statement tells people what they gain. Position yourself around transformation. Focus on transformation. Think about where your customer is today and where they want to be. Your job is to bridge the gap. If you're a career coach, the transformation might be helping someone move from feeling stuck to landing a fulfilling career. If you're a financial advisor, the transformation can be moving from financial stress to financial confidence. People buy transformation because they want a better life. Now, let show up consistently. People do business with people they trust, and trust is one of the most valuable assets your business can have. A simple positioning formula. Here's a simple formula that you can use to create a powerful positioning statement. I help blank achieve blank without blank through blank. Let's look at a few examples. I help first time entrepreneurs launch profitable business without feeling overwhelmed through personalized business coaching. I help nonprofit organizations increase donor engagement without increasing fundraising costs through strategic marketing. I help busy professionals improve their health without spending hours in the gym through customized fitness programs. I help speakers and podcasters attract corporate sponsors without chasing hundreds of companies through proven sponsorship strategies. I help the small business owners automate their marketing without hiring a large team through AI powered business systems. Notice that with these exact examples have in common. Each one identifies who they help, the result they deliver, the obstacle they remove, the method they use. That's a powerful positioning statement. Now, what we want to do is look at it this way. Here are some things to do that what you very much want to look at is this. Tell people exactly what they are receiving. For example, weekly coaching sessions, step by step training videos, downloadable worksheets, marketing templates, checklists, live Q&A sessions, resource guides, community access. The more tangible your offer becomes, the easier it is for people to understand the value. Now, here are some things for you to remember. People aren't looking for another product, they're looking for someone who understands their challenges and can help them achieve their results they want. When you know exactly who you serve, understand their problems, position your expertise effectively, and create an offer that delivers real value, your business becomes much easier to grow. Stop trying to convince everyone. Start connecting deeply with people who need what you offer most. That's how great businesses are built. So, thank you for joining me on Breakthrough for Business Success. I hope today's episode provided valuable insights, practical strategies, and inspiration to help you move one step closer to your goals. Remember, every successful business begins with decisions to take action and to stay committed to your journey. If you found value in today's episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this show with fellow entrepreneurs who are ready to build, grow, and scale their businesses. For additional resources, training programs, coaching opportunities, and tools to help you accelerate your success, connect with us on Career Performance Institute. Until next time, keep believing in your vision, keep taking action, and keep moving forward.